2012 was the 100th anniversary of the Calgary Stampede. In honor of the occasion, Alberta singer-songwriter Bruce Innes and cowboy poet Doris Daley collaborated on a CD of poems and music entitled 100 Years of Thunder. We spoke to Bruce and Doris in Millerville, Alberta, where they were performing at a private event honoring organizers, sponsors, contributors, and participants of the Millerville Ride for Stars, a trail ride which recently completed its 20th anniversary ride, raising funds for STARS, Shock Trauma Air Rescue Service. We asked them how the 100 Years of Thunder came about.
Well, we met at a party at a friend of ours who owns a Rocky Mountain Ranches. We had a dinner party there, and Doris did a couple of poems, and I did a song, and then when we got thinking about the 100th anniversary of the Stampede, I called her and said, gee, I really love it if we could work together, so that's how that happened.
First of all, we did agree that we wanted to capture the essence of the Stampede and the feel of the Stampede, but we weren't interested in writing a factual document with every statistic we could find and throw it into a poem or a song and make it rhyme in some corny, convoluted way. We wanted to really lift it up off the historical pages and make it live and breathe for us. And Bruce is a songwriter who works on his own, and I'm a poet who works on her own, and so it was just really fun, wasn't it?
It was
to
really
see
fun.
what the other person was coming up with, and
Yeah.
maybe we'd be stuck, and his song or my poem would get the other guy out of the rut, and we'd move on. 1951, her last setting sun. Her saddle is empty, her last race is run. A cowboy heads west, a grave stands alone, and 3 little words.
The CD contains 10 poems and 10 songs. How did you decide what topics to include?
We narrowed down the 10 topics that we thought, you know, there's 30 or 50 or 100 topics, but we can't do them all, so kind of...
Yeah, it was just fun. It really was fun, and it got more and more exciting the more we got into it.
What were some of the topics?
Let me see, with the partners, of course, Guy Weedick and Flores Ledoux, and then Outlaw was the bull rider, and then there was one on chuck wagons.
Pancakes.
One on
hats.
One on the First Nations people, the Indian people that came.
One on just the landscape, the wilderness, the West, living in Alberta.
Yeah, and then we wrapped it up with an actual song and poem called 100 Years of Thunder, which was sort of a description of the land and the Stampede. I'm outlaw, hey cowboy, get off my back. I can move to the left, slide to the right, I can spin like a funnel cloud. Well, the cowboy's up, and it's down, and I'm playing to the Stampede crowd.
What do you think people will think about when it comes to the 100th anniversary?
One of the things that's been running through my mind is wondering what the heck Guy Weedick and Flores Ledoux, and the Big Four, of course, what did they think they were signing on for? What did they think? Did they think 100 years down the road? I doubt it. They thought 2 or 5 or 10, who knows? Can't go back and crawl inside their heads. But look what right-minded, supportive, yes people accomplished, and it sounds a little corny, but I want to be that kind of person. I mean, so when I think, what do I want to take away from the project? We're celebrating what some real inventive, dedicated, inspired people did with their passion, and let that be a lesson to all of us living in our times, because who the heck knows what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, what she said is what I did. I'm outlaw, hey cowboy, get off my back. It's about the history and what it's turned into, I think, just exactly what Doris said.
And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of places that can celebrate what the Calgary Stampede has done.
Yeah.
Beyond the rodeo arena, of course, the rodeo arena and the purse and the format now of the Stampede, that's a trailblazing thing. But man, look what it has done for our city and the province in general, and so it's a huge driving force. We all sort of live in the shadow of the Calgary Stampede, and Bruce and I are two people who say yes to that.
Yeah, that's very cool.
A surgeon's nightmare sits on that rail, but they're married to the rodeo, bonded to the trail. Oh, they'll never be rich, they'll never be wealthy, but they love the life, 'cause it's so darn healthy.
We just kind of sat down with these ideas, and you know, we had some help. Wendy Bryden, who wrote the first Stampede of Flores Ladue, wrote some essays for us on the subject, which sort of gave us a little feel for what we were doing. And then we also had a photographer named Neville Palmer who contributed a whole bunch of wonderful rodeo pictures to the CD, and just looking at the pictures made us feel a certain way. So
that I think that is novel in our biz, to have a photographer, an essayist, a songwriter, and a poet,
most
all
unusual
collaborating.
deal. Really fun.
Doris Daley is a well-known Alberta cowboy poet who has performed all over North America, and Bruce has been in the music business all his life.
Started in Calgary. Years ago, I started a group called The Original Cast, and we had some hits with One Tin Soldier and Mr. Monday and songs like that. But I moved to Los Angeles pretty early on, and you know, been a songwriter all my life and a singer. And I'm going to wise up though one of these years and get a job. I promise.
As a rodeo cowboy.
Yeah.
There's seniors events, Bruce.
That's right. Thank God.
For more information, visit their websites. Farm.tv is brought to you in part by CanadaFarmandRanch.com.